Voters going out to the polls today had to double check their pocketbooks and their wallets.
But not for money, but to make sure that they had some form of acceptable identification. Now, KAGS HD News reporter Chris Costa shows us how the new voter ID laws affected voters at the polls today.
If you went to the polls today without your Texas driver's license, you were out of luck.
I don't think it's any problem at all. I think it's probably good that they make people show just to verify identity. I think as long as you know enough in advance so you can have it ready to go, I don't think it's any problem at all.
I think it's important that we ensure that those who are voting are legally eligible to vote.
Many other forms of ID were acceptable. Your United States passport, a citizenship certificate with a photo, even a concealed handgun license, all allowed you to vote.
It does make it a little bit tighter. Overall, most people are, they're used to showing their ID for something like that.
According to Brazos County voter registrar Christine Rowe, in last year's election, at least 2/3 of the voters brought their driver's license instead of their voting certificate, a trend that voters are used to.
I knew what forms of identification you needed, and I knew that a driver's license would be enough.
Even though this was the first election where these voter identification laws were in place, voters I spoke with today said it didn't cause them any trouble.
I have seen about 2 or 3 people, though, going back and forth to their car because they forgot it in the car. So it may be inconvenient for them in the rain, but other than that, I don't think it has changed too much.
Now voters will know what to expect in future elections. In Bryan, Chris Costa, KAGS HD News.
Christine Rowe says that this smaller election was good for a first run for these new ID laws so they can work out any issues for the next elections.